Yo, it's Shifty Crew. What is good with y'all today? It's your boy Bwithdashifts. Today we got 10 mistakes to avoid when creating your My Player on NBA2K27. Go follow my Twitch. We're live every day at 8 p.m. CT or whatever time. But shout out Joe Knows. Let's get straight to it.
Builds is expensive, and optimizing builds to their fullest potential can be time-consuming and challenging. So I'm here to give you 10 mistakes to avoid when creating your player on 2K27. Drop a like on the video for me.
Take notes.
Let's get straight into it. The first tip is the new badge system in NBA 2K27 is pretty damn complex, and you're going to need to take a few minutes to actually learn how it works. There's a ton of new things to consider. Badge tokens, bonus badge tokens, bonus badge slots. The fact that every build starts with 20 badges, but then you can earn more badge slots to apply to any category that you choose. The fact that each badge has its own cost in terms of badge tokens. And then on top of all that, the synergy section down at the bottom with fuse badge and reaction badges.
Is that quick draw?
Fuse badges are not only your +1s and 2s,
is quick draw back in the game?
Also give you a refund of the badge tokens that you put in those slots. And then to go along with the fuse badges, the reaction badges are tied to the fuse badges, giving you.
Is there no more shot timing in the game? It's just quick draw.
Certain badges can connect to other badges in the fuse slots. It's a whole lot going on. It would probably take me 15 minutes to explain, and I did drop an entire builder breakdown video that I will leave the link in the comments and at the end of the video, so I definitely recommend you go check that out to get a full explanation of the new badge system. But I do want to mention one of the most important things when it comes to making your build this year is making sure that you do understand this very complex, very confusing new badge system that you are going to need to understand to not butcher your builds. There's a whole lot of moving pieces, but if you watch my builder breakdown video, I think you will have a very good understanding of how it all connects and works together. Let's move on to the next tip. With pure green windows being smaller in NBA 2K27, it's going to be more important than ever to get the biggest green window jump shot for your specific. Feeling that making a build, putting the VC on, and then realizing you missed out on your favorite dribble style or your favorite go-to shot by 1 or 2 ratings. Do not operate under the assumption that all animation
I do like this new animation thing,
last year. Some of the favorites, like KD go-to shot, is now 94 shot rating. SGA escape is now 91 ball handle rating. You got to double and triple check the animations that you want to use to make sure your build has the ability to unlock them in NBA 2K27. Pay attention to badge requirements in the builder. Not only because it's a super important aspect of making your build, but if you're operating under the assumptions that everything is the same since last year's builder, you're making mistakes on your build. Certain badge rating requirements have changed in terms of certain badge levels. On top of that, certain badges have been expanded to go to taller heights. So make sure you're not just operating on the information you have in your head based on last year's builder. Make sure you're checking the badge requirements that you are going to be able to unlock them at your height. And also you're meeting the rating requirement needed for those badges. Because of course those badges are going to make your build perform that much better, making your experience playing the game that much more fun. Also, keep in mind that certain badges have been split in two. So Rebound Chaser is now split, where there's an offensive rebound badge and a defensive rebound badge.
That's actually...
Pay attention to these badges so that you can make the best build possible. The next tip I've been preaching for years: high risk versus low risk builds. If you're somebody that plans on making multiple builds, make your low-risk build first. Let everybody else make the mistakes. You learn from those mistakes, then you can make your high-risk build. Now, if you haven't heard me talk about this before, you're definitely thinking, what's the difference between a high-risk and a low-risk build? Now, a low-risk build is a build that's difficult to mess up to the point where you feel like you wasted money. One example of a low-risk build to start the year is a center build. You're going to put up the attributes you want. You get the corresponding badges to go with it. You're not super worried about missing out on animations because majority of the big man animations SGA. Just by being a big man. And majority of people can't shoot to start the year, so you're getting free rebounds, free rep, free progression. It's a lot harder to mess up of a build. Another example of a low-risk build is something like a lockdown defender. Could you mess up and not have the most optimized version of a lockdown in the game? Of course. But for the most part, you're going to put up your defensive attributes, get some shooting, get a little bit of dunking. You're good to go. You get the defensive badges, the attributes. It could be a little messed up, but you're not going to feel like you wasted money on it. Now, on the flip side, a high-risk build could be something like your guard build, right? You got to make sure you meet every animation requirement to be able to play at the best of your ability. You need the best jump shot base unlock. You need the best dribble moves unlocked, dunk packages, etc., etc. It's a lot easier to mess that up especially early in the year before people find what is really, really effective. You might miss out on the 3 dribble moves you need to move like a god. You might miss that by 1 or 2 attribute ratings, and you're like, man, everybody else is speed boosting, cooking, going crazy, and I'm sitting here moving like a slug, all because I messed up my ball handle rating or my speed with ball rating.
So you got to get those 2 down packed, right?
You feel like you wasted money because your build is not performing the way you want it to, because of the fact that you didn't get the animations that you wanted. There's a lot more ways to mess it up, is my point. It's more of a high-risk build. Let everybody else make the mistakes on the high-risk build first. You make your low-risk build. Learn from all the mistakes that everybody made on the high-risk builds. Then you make yours, saving you some money, limiting the mistakes we make that hurt our wallet. The next tip I have is pay attention to the way weight and wingspan affect your attributes. Although visually, these attribute screens in the builder might
y'all all gonna be wasting y'all's money on multiple builds, man. I'm making 1 point guard build the whole year, maybe a reverse build. Because, bro, I'm not gonna lie, my PG build, I'm making the same PG build.
For example, on a 6'8" last year, maximum wingspan, you had 96 perimeter. Minimum wingspan, you had 95 perimeter. Wingspan barely had an impact on your perimeter defense rating. Not so much in 2K27.
Wow.
A maximum wingspan 6'8" can get a 95 perimeter. A minimum wingspan 6'8" gets an 87 perimeter. A much more drastic difference. Also, wingspan has a big effect on your driving dunk now. It always has, but I feel like at certain heights it's more drastic this year than it was last year. Another difference I noticed with weight, from 6'9" and shorter, when you lowered your weight, you lose perimeter defense. But at 6'10" and taller, when you lower your weight, you gain perimeter defense. Make sure you pay attention to these physicals and how they affect your attributes, because although visually a lot of the attribute screens look the same, the way the physicals affect your attributes is actually very
So you need to way less
attention
in
to the
2K27
actual meaning of each badge and attribute. I can't explain the amount of times people have said, Joe, I
might make my player like, I don't know,
you have to actually
170,
pay attention,
175 maybe.
I don't know, misleading. They have also separated certain things like shooting badges now. Your 3-point set shot badge and your mid-range set shot badge are different. Your moving 3-point shooting badge and your moving mid-range shooting badge are separated. They're different. On top of that, make sure you're paying attention to attribute meaning. For example, we were like, Joe, I'm trying to be quick with the ball. I got to put my agility up. When agility only affects off-ball movement, not your burst when you have the ball in your hands. Pay attention to not only the actual meaning of badges, but also the actual meaning of your attributes that you
agility doesn't mean anything.
Make your build
that's just
for
off-ball.
You.
Like, sure,
do not
you
just
need
copy other
off-ball.
people's builds, other people's build videos, and expect it to be the perfect build for you. You can watch those videos or look at other people's builds and gather information, gather ideas from it, but make sure you tweak it so that it's a build you want to play on. Just because you see a good player playing on a build or you see a good player upload a video of a build, that doesn't mean you should make that build, because it might not fit the way you want to play. It might not get the attributes, the badges, the animations that you want that's going to make you enjoy playing on that build. Make sure you gather information, take ideas from other people's builds and build videos, but ultimately tweak it and make the build that you want to make so that you actually enjoy your build. In terms of build optimization, making sure you're getting the best bang for your buck when it comes to your cap breakers is a vital part of that. And the cap breaker preview screen that is now included in the builder is going to help you do that. One thing, you have to get your attributes all the way finished. You have to be a 99 overall in the builder before you can see the cap breaker preview. I do think it would have been nice to be able to have the option to see how the cap breakers fluctuate as you put attributes up and down, but the way they set it up is you have to finish your attributes, finishing, you know, all your attributes, getting to that 99 overall in the builder before it lets you see your cap breaker preview. But it is definitely a lot better than loading all the way into the city to see those cap breakers, so definitely take advantage of that cap breaker preview screen. The next tip is in regards to Takeover. Takeover is a completely different system in NBA 2K27, and essentially whatever you're doing a lot of in the game that you're playing, that Takeover will automatically pop. No more dunk, 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 and then you pop deep bomber Takeover. Doesn't work like that. If you're doing a lot of finishing,
why is it so laggy?
Takeover will automatically pop.
Yeah, that is so
laggy,
what you
need to pay attention attention to in the builder. Make sure you're meeting the attribute requirement for the takeover ability that you want in each category. Take the time to go through the takeover abilities and make sure you're meeting the attribute requirements in each category for whichever ability that you want. For example, if you want Deep Bomber as your shooting takeover ability and Dishmaster as your playmaking takeover ability, make sure you're meeting the attribute requirements needed to unlock those takeover abilities before you finalize your build. But if y'all want a full breakdown,
all right, make sure y'all like and subscribe. Peace out, y'all.